Are you a parent who has done so much for your child, who has tried every option, and yet you still feel stuck in the same place? This heartbreaking confession is what I hear on a daily basis from desperate and distraught parents during consultations in my practice. Now, you've been to numerous doctors, you've explored medications and therapies, and you've even dove deep into this holistic approach, yet your child continues to struggle in the same health challenges. Despite all the advances in modern medicine and this explosion of alternative therapies available today, children's health in the United States has significantly deteriorated. We're seeing unprecedented levels of chronic illness, behavioral challenges, developmental delays in kids, highlighting the need to identify the root cause of these fundamental decline in the nation's health. What if I told you the key to finally breaking through this exhausting cycle isn't found in doing more, but actually doing less? What if the missing piece isn't another supplement, therapy, or even an intervention, but instead lies in addressing the one fundamental system that controls everything else in your child's body? It's their nervous system. Today we're going to explore why prioritizing the right interventions over simply more interventions could be the paradigm shift that finally moves the needle for your child's health. Today you're going to discover how the nervous system regulation serves as the foundation of what makes every other therapy more effective. Here's a trend that we're seeing more and more in practice. Parents arriving with binders full of test results, supplement protocols that require multiple alarms throughout the day, and a therapy schedule that would make a CEO jealous. Yet despite this incredible investment of time, energy, and resources, their children remain stuck with the same core challenges. The reality is that many families are experiencing what we call intervention fatigue. They've tried everything from specialized diets to cutting-edge therapies, from expensive supplements to intensive programs, but nothing seems to create the lasting changes that they're desperately seeking. This isn't because the parents aren't dedicated enough or because their interventions are inherently wrong. It's because they're building on a foundation that isn't stable enough to support real and lasting changes. The nervous system is the master control system. It controls how the brain and body communicate together. Yes, every organ, muscle, and tissue is controlled by the nervous system. Your child's nervous system serves as the central command center. It coordinates every major system and process in their body, from digestion to immunity to even emotional regulation. When this intricate communication network becomes imbalanced and dysregulated, the ripple effects are profound and wide-reaching, affecting everything from sleep patterns to behavioral responses. Think of it as trying to run a complex orchestra when the conductor is overwhelmed and confused. Even the most talented musicians can't perform to their best without clear, coordinated direction. We have to recognize these red flags of what we consider nervous system dysfunction. The common signs are that your child's nervous system is overloaded and it's disrupted with sleep patterns, digestive distress, bowel issues, frequent illness and allergies, maybe sensory processing difficulties, emotional outbursts and hyperactivity, and the most common, developmental delays or even regressions. These aren't separate. They're not unrelated issues that each need their own specialist. They're all branches within the same tree, with nervous system dysfunction as the root cause. When you peel back the layers behind this complex conditions and you remove those diagnostic acronyms, nervous system dysfunction is the most common denominator connecting everything together. Because if you have a disease diagnosis, it shows that the brain and body are not synchronized and functioning properly, which leads to specific organ distress. Now, there's a perfect storm that derails this nervous system development, and it happens super early. Through extensive research and clinical observation, we see three factors that disrupt nervous system wiring from the very beginning. It starts with prenatal stress and maternal anxiety that shapes the developing neurological baseline while the baby's still in utero. Now, then what happens is birth intervention and trauma, things like cesarean sections, forceps, or vacuum deliveries. Maybe there's a prolonged labor or physical strain that creates stress in the nerves in the neck, particularly the brainstem region, because all this extra force and stress. Then we add in early pharmaceutical and chemical exposures, things like antibiotics or environmental toxins. They disrupt this critical brain to gut connection, which then is the most crucial during developmental periods. Now, with all these items, we have to understand why building a dysregulated foundation will lead to inevitable frustration. It's a accumulative stress overload, which leaves your child's nervous system stuck in a chronic survival mode, a state of sympathetic dominance, which is fight or flight reactivity, instead of this calm, connected parasympathetic state, which is necessary for growth, healing, and restoration. It's just like trying to plant a garden in a rocky, dry soil, or even building a house on an unstable sand. Layering endless supplements, dietary changes, and therapies onto a dysregulated nervous system foundation often results in an uphill battle with very minimal lasting results. When the nervous system is stuck in survival mode, your child's body is primarily focused on protection rather than healing, which makes it much harder for other interventions to take hold and create lasting change. The infamous Bruce Lipton shared this same thing. You cannot be in protection and growth at the same time. I want you to think about that. You cannot be in protection and growth in the same time. Now, we have to prioritize this neurological care, and we have to make sure that it's efficient and it creates better results. An adaptable, well-integrated nervous system serves as the foundation, and that allows all the other organ systems to function the way that they're designed to work. As the resilience of the nervous system grows, it creates more slack in the rope for opportunity to handle stress and challenges and transitions with more ease. Through gentle, customized pediatric chiropractic adjustments, guided by objective neurological scans like our Insight technology, we can provide very specific input to calm overactive stress responses and help to reboot the brain's ability to regulate all the other interconnected systems. When the nervous system functions properly, children benefit from better relaxation. They have an improved sensory processing. They have an enhanced brain-gut immune connection and a balanced response to stress. It accelerates motor and language development. It creates emotional stability, and it creates an increase in resilience to external stress. If you've thrown the book at your child's struggles, and you've tried every supplement or therapy under the sun, which is all aimed at helping your child no longer struggle, but yet you have to run into this plateau after plateau, or even no improvement whatsoever, it's time to check the foundation of how your child's bodies heal by assessing the health of their nervous system. To schedule or to learn more about our neurological insight scans or our clinical process, click on the link below in our bio to learn more, or give our office a call, talk to one of our team members, and speak with us about our clinical process that is designed specifically to identify stress patterns in your child's nervous system and to give you a very specific action plan and customized care plan to get your child's health back on track.